Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. Trump apparently is going to do a play-by-play on Truth Social during the vice president debate. I just did a reading on this. I posted up on the 28th, 2 days ago. I record this on September 30th, and I'm going to put it up tomorrow morning on the morning of the VP debate. Gary and I did a reading on it this weekend on the VP debate. We posted it up on the Twin channel. And that went up today on 9:30. One of the questions that I had seen, I think it was on CNN, like little subheaders on their webpage, was, is Trump really going to let JD Vance get the final word on the Trump-Vance campaign? In other words, Vance is debating and Trump is refusing to debate. So apparently the answer is no, because Trump wants people to watch the debate on Truth Social while he gives a play-by-play, Lord knows what that's going to look like, during the debate. And I can already tell you how that's going to work out. You know, everything that Tim Wall says, Trump is going to say it's a lie, that's not true, it's fake news, he's weak, just ripping on him. And then JD Vance is going to talk, and Trump will talk over JD Vance, most likely. Maybe he'll agree with him, but I think for the most part, he'll talk over JD Vance. Maybe he'll say JD Vance was strong and did a great job. But if Trump is feeling the need to do a play-by-play while JD Vance is doing the VP debate, it means that he does not trust JD Vance's messaging even a little bit, because he's doing a real-time correction to anything JD Vance says. And I find that wildly amusing. That is right up there with Trump going into the spin room after the presidential debate to immediately put the spin on his own debate. And he's not even going to get to that part. He's going to start the spin before the spin room even convenes. Do not worry. I mean, I understand. The news is saying that Trump's going to get reelected and that it's close. I really do not think it's that close. I really don't. And just watching Trump spiral like this lets you know that Trump doesn't think it's that close either. And his unhinged raving, saying that Kamala Harris is mentally disabled, stuff like that. Expect more of the same as the election gets closer and closer. We're only 38 days away? A little over 7 weeks? 5 weeks. David can do arithmetic. A little over 5 weeks away. He's spiraling, and he knows it. And just watch it. He's not confident with it. So let's take a look real quick at the vice presidential debate, how J.D. Harris kind of does, or more to the point, we don't have to worry about J.D. Yeah, we'll do JD Vance too. Come on down. I have to do this quickly. I have to get back to group meeting in less than a half an hour. So I'm going to have to go quick. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. I won't have much of a sign off. Okay, let's look at the debate. What's going on here? Page of Swords. The young men debating and not really knowing what he's doing. Tim Walz is getting help from Pete Buttigieg. JD Vance, we don't know who he's getting help from. Yeah, and what's going to cross is the government. This is for all the marbles. This is kind of the last thing they're going to hear, and it's going to be a difficult task. For JD Vance to try and debate Donald Trump back into the White House is going to be an insurmountable challenge here. In the past, you got the Four of Coins. What's the problem? Trump doesn't talk with J.D. Vance. He doesn't tell him anything. He keeps all the information close to his vest because Trump wants control over things. J.D. Vance is kind of, my brother refers this as the cardboard tube sword, Boom, boom, boom. There's no sharpness to it. He's just blunt. And if you hit it too much on something, it bends. And this is making J.D. Vance's approach to the debate and to go front people and talk about what the government's going to do with he and Trump very difficult. Current situation is the Eight of Swords. Vance is tied. he doesn't know what to say because Trump changes his mind every time the wind blows. The political winds blow anyways. Overarching energy is the Ace of Cups. So all that JD Vance can do is bring passion. He can only pound the fist and yell at the camera and have his veins in his neck bulge and scream about the Marxist, leftist, communistic, fascist liberals and what's going and all that. The lesson to be learned is the chariot. As this campaign grinds to election day, there's JD Vance is stuck. All the yelling in the world isn't going to stop this election from coming. And JD Vance is going to do the best he can to deliver the message, but he's not controlling the chariot. He's not guiding it. Trump is guiding it. And as Trump is getting mentally unstable, this chariot is going wilder and wilder out of control. In some ways, feel a little bit sorry for JD Vance because he's in an impossible situation. You don't have to feel sorry for JD Vance because, his political flexibility and his moral and ethical flexibilities have landed him in the position that he's in, the position that he wanted, the position that he lobbied for. But it's a miserable position to be in. This is what he was hoping for. This is the type of person who's flushing his political career down the toilet. That's where I'm going with it. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at JD Vance. How does his debate performance go? Or better yet, let's do a little challenge reading. That'll be fun. Let's look at, because the whole point of a debate is to look at a key issue. What's going to be one of the key issues that Tim Walz and JD Vance debate on that will differentiate the candidates? Oh, what's going on? Okay. That main issue is going to be about the world. I think where they want to see the United States going. We'll do Tim Walz first because he's on the left. JD Vance is on the right. Okay, there's Tim Walz, and here comes JD Vance. And what's the underlying energy? Okay, it's about America's future. No, this is for all the marbles for America. Who's got the best message? Who's got the best values? For Tim Walz, we've got the Tower card here, which is not exactly the greatest card, but it is the storm. And the Star card follows the Tower card, which is the calm after the storm. I think that this is going to be a highly charged debate. Tim Walz is going in there, and he's actually going to feel really well prepared. He's got the facts behind him. It's not his opening debut, but, it's close enough to his opening debut here. Kamala Harris, he's showing that he and Kamala Harris care about this country. It's not Armageddon in the United States because they care. They have the American values to, welcome in the change. We're not going back. And that they have the most positive message going forward. They have the support of the American people. Let's put an end to the question about the demise of the United States, and instead let's build better. That's going to be their message. JD Vance's message about what's forward for America, it's about wealth, the economy, and basically the hierarchy within the country. He's going to offer a new plan, a new hierarchy. The Democrats are going to ruin the economy. We need a better system of government than what democracy is giving to us. That sort of thing. It's Project 2025, basically. And maybe that's what this is. This is Project 2025, and how is this going to impact people? JD Vance, he might go out there and support Project 2025. He's bound to it. He can't do anything about it. And he's going to have to be passionate about it. JD Vance is really stuck between a rock and a hard place as I bring up Project 2025, because he can't deny his involvement with it. Yeah, and Tim Walz will say Project 2025 would be a disaster for the United States. We don't need an American Taliban. This is not why the forefathers came here. We value our separation of church and state. We value all religions. So, yeah, if this world card represents the future of the United States a la Project 2025, JD Vance is going to comment about how we need to take bold new steps or something along those lines. And we need to act fast, type of thing, almost recklessly. Hey, that sped up my reading because I got both Tim Walz and JD Vance out at the same time. Now, Donald Trump. How is Donald Trump going to react? I'm going to hone in. I was going to hone in on how he's going to react generally with JD Vance, but I'm going to change that now. I want to know, how is Donald Trump going to react when Project 2025 comes up as a question and JD Vance answers it? Because JD Vance can't say that he doesn't know anything about Project 2025. He can't. He wrote the foreword on the book. It's got a bunch of Trumpers in it. And maybe that's the thing that Cash was seeing, where Tim Walz might leave JD Vance off the hook, or not, or choose not to let him off the hook, because Project 2025 is a huge deal, and the Democrats need to keep hammering home what the Republicans' plans are for this country, especially JD Vance, because Peter Thiel backs JD Vance as your king of coins if he ever shows up. What does Trump feel about JD Vance and Project 2025 when that question comes up? How does he feel about JD Vance's answer? The Four of Wands. Either he's really happy about it or he's really, really unhappy about it. Crossed with the Five of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, what he's told JD Vance is to say he knows nothing about it. Project 2025. I was told it was at my wedding. I never saw it at my wedding. I never said hello to it at my wedding. I think Project 2025 is. I've never heard of it. I know everything about everything, but I know nothing about Project 2025. What's crossed with is JD Vance can't say the same thing. Winner takes all. Lack of compromise here. So JD Vance, that's why he's got that 10 of Wands. He's put in an impossible position here. He knows everything about 2025, but he's told to say he knows nothing about Project 2025. That's what's going to be cause Trump. He's told JD Vance what to answer on this one. In the past, you got the Four of Swords. Yeah, they're trying to distance themselves from Project 2025 because it's wildly unpopular, which is why the Republicans never talk about policy, because that is their policy. Current situation is the King of Wands. What's Donald Trump thinking about JD Vance in Project 2025? Kind of like, he better do what I say. I told him what to say. He better do it. Then we got the Three of Wands, fire energy. Look at all the fire energy that's coming out over here. Waiting for your ship to come in. And there's the double card as the lesson to be learned. King of Cups. What's he thinking about this? Well, if JD Vance just denies everything, Trump will be okay. This is what I told you to do. We can keep going here. Glad you capitulated to myself, and I'll yell at you for other stuff. If JD Vance doesn't do what Trump wants, JD Vance takes a flyer on his own, Trump's going to rue the day that he had JD Vance as a running mate. He was told to take Vance. He was looking forward to working with somebody else, but back when Joe Biden was going to be the president, JD Vance was a fine choice, but that's not the fine choice anymore. It's a detrimental choice. Expect that when JD Vance starts talking about Project 2025, Trump is going to go off the rails and talk about Biden. Because I think the whole reason JD Vance is on there is that Peter Thiel wanted JD Vance on there, and Trump didn't, but it was okay because Joe Biden. And now that Joe Biden is not the Democratic candidate, all hell broke loose. Okay, at the end of the day, what is the audience going to come away with from this vice presidential debate? At the end of the day, what's the audience going to come away with from this vice presidential debate? Come on down. A little four-carder. King of Swords. Well, they're going to be making up their minds. Strong action, strong plans. Justice. Messaging and agreements. Okay, as people watch this, there's gonna be a stark contrast between the two, and I think the people that support Trump and Vance are still going to support Trump and Vance. The ones that support Harris and Walz are still report Harris and Walz. But the ones that haven't made up their mind will make up their mind. They want justice. And first thing that comes to mind is the injustice that have been done, again, with women's rights. That's a big push. The LGBTQ community. That's a big push. The villainization of immigrants, especially now Haitians and other brown people. There's nothing JD Vance is going to bring that's going to change people's minds that are already made up. But the ones who haven't been made up, they'll be making up their minds, and they're looking for a coalition. They're looking for positive change in a coalition going forward, and they're going to see that in this broadcast. Again, and in some ways, that King of Swords energy, and I saw this in my other reading, that can also be your blue-collar workers that supported Trump in 2016 and maybe even voted for, I'm still going to vote for Trump in 2020. Now it's 2024 and they're not really enthusiastic about it. Tim Walz is that perfect guy to get them over the hump in a way that Shapiro wouldn't have been able to do it. Ben Shapiro, my brother watched a speech of his. He says he's really passionate. He's really articulate. He's great. He would have been a great VP choice. Yeah, and you're probably right. He probably would be. But would he resonate with the handymen? Would he resonate with the plumbers and the carpenters and the construction guys who voted for Trump in 2016 and maybe voted for Trump maybe reluctantly, not as enthusiastic in 2020? You don't want the enthusiastic ones. They're not going to change. But the less enthusiastic ones. And now we're in 2024, and they're even less enthusiastic because, ramblings of a madman. But, they're not sure they can vote for Kamala Harris. Tim Walz is the guy that's going to resonate with them. And they'll look at him and say, yeah, you know what? I can relate to this guy. I don't really want to vote for Harris, but, if Walz got in there, I'd be okay with this. I could live with myself until 2028, and we'll see what the Republicans put forward at that point. I'm going to keep hammering on that message because I like it, and it's mine. Anyways, thank you again. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.